AtH Software made many people very happy with its V4 update announcement last November. Its stable of Vocaloids has not achieved the same levels of success that other Vocaloid companies have, but for some reason, the AtH Software Vocaloids are so endearing that they cultivate loyal and adoring fans. Perhaps it's because AtH Software's Vocaloids always have something different about them that set them apart from the typical Vocaloid release, and no release quantifies that quality quite like AtH Software's very first Vocaloid release, December 4th, 2009, where the company released 3 Vocaloids simultaneously. There was SF-A2 codename Miki, the living doll with the mysterious name, Kai Yuki, the adorable elementary student Vocaloid, and Hiyama Kyoteru, Yuki's schoolteacher and a part-time band member. Today, we'll be talking about Miki, but don't worry, Yuki and Kyoteru will be joining her very soon. Now, Miki. She may not be immensely popular, but I've always liked her. With the numerous young female Vocaloids we have today, she may not stand out to you if you've not listened to her much before, but I find her voice to be very charming. Like Maknae Nana's voice, Miki's voice has a lot of personality, and she stood out even more back when she was originally released. But Miki achieved only moderate success, and there were a couple of reasons for that. AtH Software didn't just release 3 Vocaloids on the same day, but its first 3 Vocaloids on the same day, and so it shouldn't be any surprise that the company probably couldn't spend as much time developing each voice bank as it could have if it had focused on just producing one. And due to the company's inexperience, Miki's voice bank had some issues and glitches that can make her a bit difficult to use at times. But Miki still has many fans because her voice sounds very natural, it sounds close to her voice provider's singing voice, and it has a very large vocal range, so she's surprisingly versatile. So when I heard that Miki was getting a V4 update, I was very excited because I knew that Miki had a voice that worked. It just needed a little TLC. That brings us to June 18th, 2015, when AtH Software released SF-A2 codename Miki V4, marketed as Miki V4 Natural. Like I said in V4 Gakpo's video, many V4 updates will update existing voice banks rather than use new recordings, and that is true of Miki V4. Miki V4 is a natural voice bank, which is AtH Software's term for their updated voice banks that use the original voice data, similar to the way Internet Company labeled their V2 to V3 updates as native voice banks. AtH Software's natural voice banks should not be confused for other companies' voice banks, such as VY1 V4 Natural, since each company uses a different naming scheme. There was some confusion about whether Miki's natural voice bank used new recordings or not, especially after a post on Yamaha's official Vocaloid Facebook page mentioned that the AtH Software V4 updates were refurbished from scratch for Vocaloid 4. But I can confirm with 93.46% certainty that no new recordings were done for Miki V4. Not that I'm happy to confirm it, as I was quite excited at the prospect of a re-recorded Miki voice bank. But it would have been quite expensive for AtH Software to record new voice banks for all of their V2 Vocaloids, so I can understand why I was perhaps hoping for too much. In any case, Miki Natural is an updated V2 voice bank that is not only smoother than the original due to the addition of triphones, but AtH Software fixed some of the problems that users experienced with the original voice bank. It still sounds very similar to her original voice bank though. She's a little clearer, and her flatter notes have more depth to them now, particularly in her mid-range, but Miki Natural will otherwise sound the same as her V2. It's really the people who have used Miki's V2 voice bank who will notice the differences with her quickly, so don't blame yourself if you can't tell the difference right away. There isn't much else for me to say about Miki's voice bank since it has the same tempo and vocal ranges as her V2, and there's no interesting or detailed information on the updating process. So, what else can I talk about? Well, apart from a lack of popularity, what other reasons might there be for Miki to not receive newly recorded voice banks? I've heard some people say that Furukawa Miki, Miki's voice provider, retired from the music business and so new voice banks weren't possible, but I'm not sure where people got that idea. If it was from an announcement by Miss Furukawa herself, well, her Japanese Wikipedia page says she's still part of the group Llama, which she helped form in 2011, and the music label Heartfast continues to list her as a participating artist. And she performed at a live event only a few months before Vocaloid 4's announcement. So I'm sure she could have fit a one-day voice bank recording session into her schedule if she was asked to. And even if she has retired from the music industry, that doesn't necessarily mean she's not going to be involved in making music, period, or that she would be against recording a voice bank. No, it's about the money. Yamaha charges licensing fees for each voice bank a company wants to create, and it's probably cheaper to buy a license to update a voice bank than to license a new one. There's also a fee for creating multiple voice banks for one Vocaloid, with each new voice bank requiring a separate license. When asked about the possibility of more voice banks for Miki, AtH Software's president said that she is only going to receive this one updated voice bank, and unless she sells exceptionally well, that is unlikely to change. Along with their updated voice banks, all of AtH Software's V2 Vocaloids were given new character designs for their V4 releases, and Miki's is my favorite of the bunch. It not only incorporates the star motif from her original design, but it elevates it into a true thing of beauty, with a captivating white dress. I guess she's prone to chills though, as she also sports not only arm-length gloves, but a small jacket too. It all comes together wonderfully though, especially in combination with her hair color and style, and I approve. There are two things I could complain about though. Firstly, what's with the horns? Seriously, what's with the horns? I don't get it. And secondly, where are her doll joints? One of the things that made Miki unique was her obvious doll joints. It gave her an intentionally synthetic appearance, and while I generally don't like doll joints because I think they're kinda creepy, they worked for Miki and I could appreciate them in her design. They made her different from every other Vocaloid at the time, and that's still true to today. No other Vocaloid has obvious doll joints, even Vocaloids like Rana who are specified as being artificial beings. But the joints just aren't there on her V4. I suppose it's possible that she could be wearing skin-colored leggings or makeup to hide them, but whatever the excuse might be, there was no reason for the joints to be removed. I was initially confused because I saw her joints visible on an MMD model, but it turned out to be a fan-made model. Miki V4's official MMD model was created by Kyo, and it is beautiful. This is truly one of the nicest official MMD models I've seen in a good while, so kudos to Kyo for an excellent job. But no doll joints. I know I'm the only person in the world who cares about this, but AtH Software, please, bring back the doll joints. And not to harp on this, but you may have noticed that some of the artwork I've shown of Miki doesn't use her V2 or V4 designs. In 2012, AtH Software attempted a redesign of Miki, and some images surfaced of this version of Miki, labeled as Miki 2012 edition on the artwork, though I call it the Star Pantsu version. It was likely designed for a potential Miki V3 update, but that version never came to be, so this outfit for Miki was never used. It's a very cute design though, so you can find plenty of fan art of it, and her V4 design was clearly inspired by it. And what do you know? That version has doll joints. Okay, I'm done. I swear. The last thing I'll say about Miki's designs is that all of her designs were by the same artist, Kozaki Yusuke, a very talented artist who also created this image, which you no doubt recognize if you visited an anime wallpaper site in the last 6 years. Chances are, many of you watching this video are screaming at me right now. Vance, why didn't you mention the other Vocaloid that AtH Software released on the same day as Miki V4? And you're all Dracula for some reason. Do you know how hard it's been for me to not talk about that this whole time? This is Miki time, and she deserves to have it all to herself. She is very underrated, and I neglected to mention that other Vocaloid because Miki does have what it takes to stand on her own, outside the shadows of other AtH Software Vocaloids. So I promised myself that I would go through this whole video without ever mentioning Iroha because people would... Oh, dang it. Oh, I was so close. Well, the kitty lure is out of the bag, I guess, so... Yes, Iroha V4 was released on the same day as Miki V4, and I will definitely take a long, loving look at her next time, so sit tight. This is Miki's video, and I command you to appreciate her.
づける僕は何もできないまま愛にない津波ない地にない愛にない津波ない地になる世紀末長めなんとなく浴びてみる溶けてくワンピース白影雲雨的な日は誰もいないみたいな交差点遥か遠く流れてく中央線オレンジのラインね今何してる何してるただ積む重ねを夢かなかだかだ重ねてただただただ寝る何かな何かなわからず夢でも覚めても行き違いずれ違いが違いただただ重ねてゆらゆら寄せては繰り返して響く日々らしなきまだで過ごすすべてを心の水面に広がった波紋止めどなく愛は溢れてそっとしまい込んでる秘めた熱い想いその君が伝えなきゃ I just fall in love I wanna be with you あなたの出会い優しさの形も初めて知ったの I just fall in you I wanna be with you あなたの気持ち確かめた無手だな見つめた横顔君のことが大好きでいつも見ていたけれど私にはこの気持ちを伝える勇気がまだないのでも今日は少し勇気を出して過ごしてみた教室で使ってる机の中にこのキャンディーを置いてるの恥ずかしくて名前もまた書けなかったけれど懐かすと書いた手紙を思い切ってそれでいいかのよ 形でさえそうなの俺はその大丈夫歪んでも元に戻らない君の笑顔風が潰したあの時味気たならなんで今さらごめんね探してる間違いない話答えよなんてもない思えに帰られるそれを伸ばして抱きしめたいだけなのに君は今ここにはいない今日も一人でうつむくあなたノートの日付は止まったままどう褒めるに進捗どうですかそれでも時間はずっと止まらないねえ私を見てもう一度好きと言ってこの瞳も耳も歌声もあなたのために生まれてきたの真っ白な髪に流れ出すリズム今から始まる二人だけのメロディー一緒に歩んだ五線譜の上強く抱きしめてMy new love songそしたらピンチの時にさちょうどズバーの問題解決でかっこよく立ち去ります